Hey there, hey, I'm Essen. We just finished our WCQ here. Is it called WCQ?
Yeah.
In Singapore. So I made it to top 16. I was third after Swiss, but of course in the top 16 I didn't have the very best matchup. I went against Tan, and unfortunately, the trifecta. I got the Patchy, the Clockwork Knight, and of course, last but not least, everyone's favorite D Fisher. So what to do? But that's how the cookie crumbles. But let me quickly go over the deck that led me to at least third in Swiss. So moving forward, of course, the standard stuff will be your triple Lucaeus and your triple Mululu, simply because we have it at 3. So definitely play at 3. And your 5 mana at 3 as well. Sometimes you want to go turn 0 for sure. But I think the difference versus, let's say, TCG and compared to our Asian English format is where I think we do prefer a bit more consistency, which is why a lot of the one-offs are Pen, Regular, and Frixel all at 1 each. As in, that's how I built the deck as well. Next up, we're going to the branded side, which is 2 of Fallen White and 1 of the OG. And of course, Cartesia and Ecclesia. So pretty standard here, nothing too extraordinary, apart from the fact that we have 3. That has been amazing so far. Now let's go on to the hand traps. I think this part will probably make everyone barf, but so the fact that it's mostly VSK9, it's mostly a lot of Killer Tune as well, which is why the hand traps are the way they are. So 2 Maxi, the disgusting card. We have 2 Ash, 2 Drow, triple Fua, and triple Purulia. So this might be a bit overkill to some, but the way I built the deck is at least I have insurance going first or second. You can always have this thrown out. And any of the Dracotail or Killer Tune going turn 0 or even VSK9, it's in that format where everything's turn 0. You just want to make sure that you have this guy at least going first or second. Either's okay. And draw, it's sometimes good if they draw badly, but I mean, it's the hand trap that's at 2, so that's why the ratios are as is. These are all semi, and these are 3. Okay, moving on. Let me go a bit faster with the spells. So triple Branded Fusion because it's at 3. Triple Rahul because it's at 3, and 1 Ketu because it's at 1. Pretty straightforward. TFTV, I'm running 2. I think 3 is good as well, but I felt that I was bringing too much on it. And a 2 is a good ratio. You definitely don't want to have 1 because you do want to get rid of a lot of those. For example, VSK9, when they set up their Izuna, their Rippers, you want to at least pop it and make sure that they cannot get any value from that, or any of the back row cards that you want to get rid of. And also, this one's a bit controversial as well. I played 2 traps instead of 3. I know a lot of people play 3, especially with Sting, for example. But for the purposes of this matchup, because I knew the meta very well in the Asian English format, I thought that at least against Killer Tune and against VSK9, this 2 would be more beneficial, number 1. And also, number 2, oftentimes, this is a format where it's very luck sack, where everyone has Maxi, Fua, and Purulia. So you're probably not going to get 3 traps if you don't want to give your opponent more draws. So 2 traps is often the right amount that you need to just set in your back row and then not give your opponent any more draws when you're under those conditions. Yep, so that's the main deck itself, a very standard 40. Extra deck, let's go. So the 2 Altharion and 1 Gulamel, pretty straightforward. I think nothing surprising there. If you're not playing this ratio, obviously, I think you're too rich in your extra deck space. 2 Albion, you definitely have to play 2 because you want 1 to be sending and the other definitely to be summoning on a crackback, where you at least want to summon him and then activate Spectre Fuse, because this is a major push that every branded part of the Dracotail deck needs. And then we have Sekri, for sure, you definitely need 1. Not many Dracotail mirrors here, so only 1. And then let's go for the rest of the one-offs, where we have Mirror Jade, of course, Chaos, we have all of the one-offs that we'll play as well, Titanic Lad, Rimbrum, and of course at least 1. I know in TCG they do cut this as well, but here I don't think a lot of them play around it, so at least I keep this for in case I need to get rid of any annoying dragons my opponent has, immediately contact Fuse. And of course, Devours, for sure, best Super Poly target, keep 1 at least. The Super Poly is too important of an interruption. And of course, the only 2 non-fusions would be Ecclesia, and the difference that makes AE format so interesting is the fact that Verde just came back. So Verde is super great at baiting out opponents. So let's say if before you get locked, please do it before you get locked. So let's say you normal Lucaeus and then you get 5 mana to Fuse, so you get Altharion, or let's say Gulamel, you can link them both onto a Verte. So this presence on the board itself is so threatening that your opponent is forced to respond, because they know that this is a free branded fusion. So most of the times, whatever they respond with a Holly Sue or they respond with any of their turn 0 plays, your Ketu and Rahu that you just set are live. And so Ketu get a free fusion. So this itself is enough sometimes to help force your opponent to make an early decision and an early mistake. Yep. So that's for the extra deck. Let's go to the side. So for the side, because there's shifter as well in this format, and although Dracotail is not really scared of Fua and Purulia, a lot of the main deck, Maxi and etc. But this is still there in case your opponent has any of those cards that just stop your deck entirely.
Why 2 rarities?
That's all I had. Anyways, please don't kill me for the rarities. So I did Droplet. I had 2, also different rarity. I'm sorry. I didn't have a space for a third one, but I think it was good apart from the match against Stun where I didn't have the where you had die fight up, so no choice. Then next up, for the other Luxaki stuff within AE format, we have the Gammas. So this typically I don't put it when I'm going first. It's usually let's say I'm siding against an opponent, let's say Killer Tune, where I know that, or let's say a BSK9 where I know that they need the body to stick, so I'll side this in. Yep, and of course, let's go for our other hand traps. 2 bells and 1 Magnamut. Magnamut is also really good against Killer Tune. Let's say if after they look at your hand and they side the top of your deck, at least you can use Magnamut to reset the top deck stack, and you can get you get a search from this, and then you can get a new card entirely. So that's pretty important. The bells for generally the Mitsu or any matchup that requires the Grave or even Mirror as well. You might put this in just to stop the traps. Yep, then one need to just draw into, I know there's a bit Luxaki, but not much space for the extra other than that. And the last 2, which you need because there's triple very toxic D barriers, so I put 2 reboot because we have that 2, and just 2 solemns. So you can even put this going first and set it if, let's say, you can treat it as another solemn, you can think of it that way, just to stop the opponent's reboot. So don't use this card only as a going second card if you have it in your format, if you're playing Asian English. Yep, so I think that's all for the deck. Shoutouts for sure, I want to shout out my testing partners, Shane and CL, and of course over here with Herb as well. Yeah, we just, I think, finished deck profile, maybe you'll see it on this channel too. Yeah, but definitely prepare well for the format that you're going for, and fit the hand traps for whatever meta you're in, and then I think that'll be a pretty good result. That's it from me. Peace.